All right, listen. So I did my little jump on the live stream, but now we're back. I'm back to talk to you guys. Like I said, the non-spoiler version of this is real short. So here we go. I'm going to go into spoilers at this point in time. If you do not want to be spoiled for not only meanings for the stuff that happened in this episode, but things that could happen in season 3 and the continuation of House of the Dragon, the series, you need to leave. Okay, I appreciate you supporting me. I love that for you. I love that for me. But right now we're gonna talk about spoilers. So I have to go back and actually look at all of this stuff because there was a lot. And not to mention, if we go all the way back to the beginning, they changed the intro. I had no plans on doing a deep dive. I had no plans on doing a deep dive of this episode, but I'm feeling like I need to in my spirit because I have to go back and I have to thoroughly look at what Damon saw when he touched the weirwood tree, because that shit right there, if I had a penis, it would be hard right now, okay? Like, this was clitorific, all right? It was amazing, and I need that, but I do know that in the beginning of this, make sure I didn't stop recording. Okay. Like, they added the dragons here. Like, they changed how the ending of the fight was. And here's Rhaenyra with all the extra dragons. You got Sea Smoke, you got Vermithor, and there's another one back there. Like, look at all these dragons. Look at all these dragons that she has now. And now it's black to the throne, which okay. But hold on. This shit is funny. I like the triarchy stuff. I love the lady who played Loar. Like, that was really funny. But let me get into this right here, this whole entire thing with the triarchy, because remember, a few episodes ago, Aemon was like, okay, so why don't we go talk to the triarchy so we can get people to help with the blockade? And all of a sudden, his small council went from like 6 people to 2. And the people who are no longer there, of course, you know, he fired Alicent. He sent Crispy Crunch to Harrenhal. Maester is busy with his brother. We have Ironrod, who's still at the table. We have Larys, who's supposed to be at the table, but he's off running around. Like, once he got dismissed from being the hand of the king by Aemond, he was gone. He was like 2 tears in a bucket. I'm working on your brother. I don't have time to be here. So he wasn't there. And then we had Tyland, who was sent to talk to the triarchy, which is like not in like where is it? Like, what? Hold on, let me get a map. I need a map. Over in like the I don't even know if you guys can see this. But over, because this is what they want. They want the stepstones, and I think he's talking to them here or somewhere in here, because it has to be close by, because they want the stepstones. So either here or here. I have to remember exactly where they are, but they're over in this area, right? And Tower of Joy. And then the city that was burnt at the beginning by Aemon, because he was pissed, was this. Right in the gullet, right? Driftmark and Dragonstone. I assumed that Driftmark was what was on fire because of the things that are supposed to happen next. But the fact that we've got so much information, so many things already on the move before this major battle happens, and this is the Battle of the Gullet, where we lose Jace and his dragon, and we also get a one of the baby boys kidnapped. Like, this is supposed to happen, and people were expecting to happen that for this to happen at the end of the episode or in this episode itself. That noise you hear is my refrigerator back here. She's chugging. So sorry about the noise. But they were expecting that to happen, and I feel like a lot of people who are not book readers are expecting action. They are like, oh, we want to see dragon fights. I don't want to see it, because I know what's going to happen. This is the series of events. This is the major event that got rid of nearly 95% of the dragons. The ones that survived were babies, and they never grew beyond the size of a cat. I like seeing the dragons. I don't want this to end quickly and everybody else doesn't understand. Like we saw episode 4, what it's like to see dragons fighting. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see that unless I have to. I want to know everything else, because everything that's in this book and potentially this book, as well as what's the other one? Fire and Blood is wrong. It's wrong. Like the things that they're not happening in the order that they were told to happen by the Maesters. There's so many moving pieces, and I want to see all the moving pieces. Okay, I want to see them all. The fact that we were supposed to see Cannibal, like was that Cannibal or was that Sheep Stealer? I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I know that when the fighting really starts happening, so many things are going to happen back to back to back to back to back. And I just want a break from the shit that's coming, because it is coming. Period. It's coming. And I just want a timeout pause. That's all for me. Let me move this map. So we're going to get back to this. And this is, you know, them trying to get the triarchy, which I like. I like seeing the triarchy. I thought this might have been Cannibal. I was like, whose face is this? Because Vhagar is a big bitch. This face is not big enough for me to be Agar. I mean, to be Vhagar. It's not big enough. Because we saw that, how big she was when Aemond was little. I feel like this face is not big enough to be the bitch. And it supposedly was the bitch. It supposedly was her. Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And him throwing a temper tantrum is just like that, which is why I'm so frustrated by Alicent's move at the end of the episode. Like, are you kidding me, bitch? Get out of here. Get out of here, bitch. Get out of here. You've lost your mind. You've lost your ever-loving mind. But we're going to get that to when we get to that. But yeah, so this is what I showed you, Sharp's Point. Boop, right here. And I was worried it was Driftmark, because in the gullet, what happens in the gullet, of course, Jace and his dragon die, and I'm wondering if the cause of death is going to be different. What is that? What is that? What is that? And I'm wondering if his cause of death is going to be different. In the text, it says that he flew too low and his dragon hit the water and got caught in the nets and drowned, and he came up for air and was hit by 3 arrows. So that's supposedly how he died. I don't know if they're going to keep that. But in the Battle of the Gullet, we also get to see Driftmark burn. Driftmark burns down. Corlys escapes. Alan escapes. But Driftmark is aflame. So that's what I thought that was. So I'm glad it wasn't Driftmark, because that just meant they were about to be in the thick of the Gullet. And I don't want that to happen yet. I don't want that to happen yet. I like the actor Jace. And in this whole situation, I cannot believe that they left. I cannot believe they left, because, like I said, according to the text, that never happened. I can't believe they left, but it would make sense. It would make sense, because at this point, Aemond is out here throwing a temper tantrum. I'm surprised he didn't come in here and just purposely hit his leg because he didn't give a damn. You know, I'm very surprised he didn't do that to his brother, because he needs to hurt something, because for the first time since he got Vhagar, and he's this man, he's got this pressed, silk press is pressed. Okay, they wrapped it with the plastic, they let it loose, and he was like, I'm fly. He got bitched out. He went over there to start some shit and got bitched out, and was embarrassed by the fact that he got bitched out. You ran over there to start some shit and realized that cousins and siblings were on the porch waiting for your ass, and you was like, I have to turn around. I got to turn around. I have to turn around. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've got to turn around. And he feels so embarrassed by that he took it out on another town. He didn't even have to go anywhere near Sharp Point. He didn't have to do that, but he did, because he needed to go stomp his feet somewhere. And then he gets back in the castle, and everybody knows that he got bitched out. Everybody knows that he turned pussy real quick. And so people are talking about him. And I'm very surprised he didn't come in here and bother Aegon. But at this point, I think it's very smart that Larys and Aegon are making plans to get the hell out of there. I never thought that they would, but it makes sense. It makes sense. And later on, in like, it just, in the text, and I'm going to keep saying in the text, it didn't happen like this. In the text, by the time he was laid up like this, he was recovering at Dragonstone, and King's Landing had already been taken. So is this what's going to happen? That's where he's going to? He's going to Dragonstone? Or if he's going to Essos, hold on, let me take this off. Let me have a conversation with you. If the plan is to go to Essos, would he be on the same ship as his brother? I'm not his brother, his cousin? Nephew? Would they be on the same ship? Or trying to get to the same ship? Like, y'all, I didn't think about that. They said that they were on their way to Essos because he moved Harrenhal's wealth to the Bank of Bravos. The two babies are on their way to Essos. So what if on the gay abandon, they weren't after the kids? They were after Aegon because they knew he left. Let me double check something really quick. Let me double check something. Let me double check what actually happens in the Battle of the Gullet. It was in Triage, yeah. Okay, I'm reading this because think about it. We know that the boys' dragons aren't big enough to get them out of there. This is some real tinfoil. This is some real tinfoil shit I'm about to say. This is some real tinfoil shit that I'm about to say. This is some real tinfoil shit that's about to come out of my mouth. What if Aegon II and Larys were there, and they realized that the Triarchy was there, and because he was stuck like Chucky, he can't really do anything because they supposedly Sunfire is dead. I don't believe Sunfire is dead because Sunfire doesn't die here. You know, she doesn't die in that fight. They leave her in that field and eventually she gets better. But in the books, they were helping her get better. So what if, while they are being attacked by the Triarchy, Sunfire senses Aegon in trouble and brings her ass down there and takes Aegon the Third and Aegon the Second the fuck out of there. And they go to Dragonstone. Because somehow, some way, he has got to be at Dragonstone because that's what's recorded in here. That he healed after this major fight. Because this is the fight, the Battle of the Gullet is where he leaves and goes to Dragonstone. What if Aegon the Second actually saved one of his cousins? Because we know the dragons aren't big enough to fly. We know they're not big enough to fly. Because let me just check and see who got captured. Yeah, Viserys was captured. Aegon the Third escaped. Oh my gosh. I just shook myself with that tinfoil. Because we know, like, it's written down what happens. Supposedly happened in the Battle of the Gut, but nobody would know unless they were there. Okay, I'm going to put a pin in that because that's something I can discuss tomorrow on my friend's podcast, and then on Saturday with the spoiler chat with Lady D. But yeah, this is all interesting. This is all interesting stuff. Here, I can't stand him. Oh my God. You want to talk about somebody that pissed me off? Not Jace. Jace is not the one that makes me mad. Him. He plays too much. He plays too much. He is in the, oh, I made it. Oh, look at me. I got a dragon. I can talk to this. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Do you know who you're talking to? Like, the fact that he doesn't even know. He has no idea who he's talking to, who he's in the presence of, what kind of decorum you're supposed to have. I would have been slapped his ass 9 ways Sundays. As a matter of fact, I would have killed him already. Because you're not going to come here and you're not going to disrespect me, dragon or not. Okay? Your dragon just won't have a rider anymore. Because you'll be dead. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. This is a real serious situation. And that's what he doesn't get. He's here for fun and games and for play. He's here for fun and games and for play. He is not here to be serious. Hugh is here to be serious and to survive this because he wants the status. He wants to be permanently set up for the rest of his life. He understands that there's a sacrifice that has to be made because he's already here making the sacrifice. He left his wife to claim a dragon after his daughter died. Period. So he's here about the business. This clown is a clown. And I hate that. I hate it. I hate that so much. I don't like it. It gets on my nerves. And I feel bad for Jace because he's just walking around here feeling like he's less than, but he needs to understand that it's not about being less than. No matter what, your mother birthed you. It's not the same as the kings having sex with all these random women and these random women birthing you over there. You were born in the castle. You were written down on the annals. Like, I don't understand why he's so about it. It's like Bayless said, they don't matter. I am royal born, I am who I am, and you are who you are. What they are doesn't matter to you, and you need to realize that. Like, the way the girl was pep talking him up, I love that. I love that for me. But this right here, it's the hard thing. It's the hard thing, because they haven't really had a conversation since Rhaenys died, was killed, was sacrificed, pretty much. And this is still not enough of a conversation for them to have. And I don't know if they're ever going to have this conversation. I don't know if they're ever going to get to have this conversation. I hope they do. Because they both cared about her. They both loved her. And they both need to cherish her memory and remember her as she is. But, yeah. And then we have this little section here. This shit right here, I'm tired of. The fact that they went out to talk to the werewood tree, right? At the werewood tree. And you can hear traitor in the wind. Shut my mouth. Shut my mouth, shut your mouth, shut our mouths. Shut it. Shut the fuck up. I was like, I am shooketh, shooketh, and shunked. You had better, you know what I'm saying? You had better, right? Because you had better. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter. I literally can't believe that. We hear traitor on the wind. This God's wood, this werewood tree is out here trying to tell Daemon to stop playing around. He was like, maybe you would understand it if you hear it from young Rhaenyra. Maybe you would understand it if you hear it from your mother. Maybe you would understand it if you hear it from your brother when he was young and he was disappointed in you. Maybe you would hear it from your brother when he's old and decrepit and he's telling you what what it is worth. Maybe you will listen to Alice Rivers as she says that she's going to help you out and get you the army you need, but you got to make penance for what you did to the people. Maybe you will listen, and the werewood tree is like, I am sick of this motherfucker not listening to me. That's why the werewood tree was like, Alice, bring him out here again. Bring him out here again and make him touch me, because right now he playing too much. And so I don't like this man. And it speaks to a lot, because this is the guy that in the story turned traitor. He turned traitor, and supposedly Hugh and Ulf turned traitor, but I don't know about Hugh. I feel like mentioning that his wife is from Tumbleton means that it's something. It means something. It means something. And I think they might have used that to like blackmail him into turning against Rhaenyra, but that's something to be seen. But yeah, so him coming down there and being like, oh well, you know, I'm here for the queen, but if you want to raise the army in your name, then you know, I'll follow you. Traitor. Exactly. Traitor. We don't have time for that. Traitor. And I am so glad his snitching ass was snitching. That's right, sir. You go out there and you tell the business. You protect it, because the last thing you want to do is put yourself in harm's way because somebody else is playing on your property. And I appreciate that. That is what you should do. He understands. And you know what? He lives here. He is with this werewood tree. He is with the castle that's built from these trees. And I feel like he knows as well. He knows, and that's why he's letting Alice work. And the fact that he heard that and he was just like, son of a bitch, let me go ahead and rat-a-tat-tat real quick, because I don't have time. And I appreciate him sending that letter. This shit right here, I will never forgive Alicent for the shit she pulled in this episode. It's trash. The shit she pulled in this episode is absolutely 125% certified garbage. Okay? Number one, she was like, oh, Helena, maybe we should just go somewhere. Don't you want to just go somewhere? Don't you just want to, you know, don't you want to be somebody? Don't you want to go somewhere? Girl, let's wake up and pay attention. Let's get out of here. Okay? I want to live to fly. Like, girl, get out of here. Get out of here. Now that things aren't going your way, you want to take your kids and you want to leave. You want to take the decent kids you have left and leave. She's queen. What do you want? And when Aemon came in and was like, oh, good sister, you're here, mother. I need you to get on your dragon and fight, because they have more dragons than us now. And I have Vhagar, but you have Dreamfire, right? So we have those two dragons and our little brother's dragons, and we might have enough dragons to attack them. We can attack them now. And she's like, I don't think you understand. I have a dragon, right? Yes, I do. But I don't fly, and I'm definitely not about to burn nobody. That's never been Helena. The fact that he came in here, he tried to force her to do it. He manhandled her ass and tried to force her to do it. Garbaggio. And it was just really interesting to see how shocked Alicent was. Ma'am, you should have known this was coming. You should have known this was coming. This is a war of dragons, and the only person on the green side who has a dragon that is formidable and battle tested right now is Aemon. Like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Man, what are you doing? What is your face? What is your mind? What is your mouth? What is your mold? What is wrong with you? So the fact that she didn't even think about this, and I think that's the larger part of Alicent's problem. She's always doing what somebody says or what somebody told her that she needed to do, but she's never thinking about the consequences of doing that thing. What did you think would happen if you set your son on the throne? He didn't want to be on the throne in the first place, in front of the son who really wants to be on the throne because he feels like he has a lot to prove. Like, what is wrong with you? Girl, bye. I can't do that. You're dumb. And this whole situation made her panic and realize that she has no say, she has no pull, and it's dangerous. And this shit is funny. The way he outed him for having sex with his sister. Bruh, I don't care. I like Gawain, but this is dumb. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you no more. I can't wait for you to die, and I'm very excited. But this shit right here was funny. This shit right here was funny. She was putting in the work, and she was laying this nigga out. Just mushing and mashing, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you have to negotiate with people that you've never negotiated with before. It was entertaining, and I like this thing. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. That's gross. This guy is an asshole. Like, this is not a bar. This is a table. This is a dinner table. Like, trash. I fucking hate him. And the fact that she got this the message from Sir Simon Strong at this moment, and guess who she took with her? She took Adam with her. Why? Because he's trustworthy. He is trustworthy to the core because he's Valerius's guy, and not Valerius. He's Corlys's guy, and I love that, and I love that she knew exactly who to take. I would have taken Hugh, but Hugh doesn't have enough dragon knowledge yet. He just got this dragon. He's still learning how to work with Vermithor. I'm okay with her taking Adam because that's the right choice. That is the right choice. This man is down for the crown, and I appreciate that. And she was like, but this should have been done before. This should have been done before. She should have went down there and checked Daemon's ass. He spent the entire season bullshitting around, disregarding everything that was being told to him by the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. And he ignored it. He ignored all of it until he saw it himself with his own eyes. I cannot believe that. Trash. And I'm so glad she got up there and she got him to fuck up. This shit right here. This shit right here. This shit right here this. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. And they said in this part, I'm gonna try to let it play with no sound real quick, because they said in this part there were two beings at the tree. I only saw one. So hold on. And I have to check when I edit. I don't see anybody. I see rocks. Excuse me, there's nobody in the tree. I see that one person. There's nobody there. I don't see anybody. That's a tree branch. I don't see anybody else. I see the face in the tree. I see George in the tree. I don't see anybody. Supposedly there's somebody in a hood. I don't see anybody in a hood. I don't see anybody. Yeah, I don't see anybody except for the hoof guy. And it looked like it was a stag. Or it could have been like one of the green men. I still don't see anybody. Still don't see anybody. But this is what I really want to take a look at. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't see anybody. Don't see anybody. But this is what I wanted to see and have a conversation about. My headset's back on. Get my headset back on. So this is supposed to be Blood Raven, right? Go away. I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is the future, if this is the past, if this is something going on right now. Like who? Because I assumed it was Bloodraven, but it might not be. That's a three-eyed raven. The White Walkers. Is that Caraxes? I think that might have been a dead Caraxes. I really want to know who this person is. For sure, for sure. Three-eyed raven, so I assume that's... I think that's a dead Caraxes. That definitely looks like a dead Caraxes. It's red. Trying to see what the soldiers are looking like on the ground. This is his death in the God's Eye. The comet in the sky. The 3 eggs. Horse Danny coming from the fire. With her 3 baby dragons. Being reborn. Rhaenyra on the throne. And the thing that's going to lead all that to happen is Rhae on the throne, not him. Her lineage, that's what he's telling her. That's what they're telling him. And then Helaena shows up, which is interesting because Helaena is not, I double checked, Helaena was not in near the, or she was not near the weirwood tree, because supposedly there's a weirwood tree at King's Landing right there. Nobody was there. Like, she's not there with that tree. So in order for her to see this, she would have to be some kind of like green seer, because right now what they're using is the weirwood tree network and possibly green seeing, if they're talking about the blood raven and the three-eyed raven. So now he knows that she sees. She sees. And with the help of the tree, he is seeing.
And you're but one part in it.
Exactly.
You know your part.
She's like, stop playing and do what you're supposed to do. Is the tree bloody for real, or is that just a... Wow. In this part, I literally thought Aemon was going to throw her ass over the side. Because according to the documentation, she dies by committing suicide and throwing herself and her daughter out of the window. But this is way later. Way later. And the fact that she told him to his face, like, I know you, this is what you did to Aegon. I know that. And even if you killed me, your future would not change. You're still gonna die in the God's Eye. You're still gonna die there. Trash. I love that for him. He is shooketh. Shooketh. The fact that they are scared because they didn't know what the hell was happening. Mama is home and Mama is tired of your shit. This stuff right here, I liked. I liked a lot. The fact that it took him 8 episodes to get here irritates me. It irritates my soul. Because he should have known better. He should have fucking known better. He should have fucking known better. But now, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, well, she get the information later. When she gets the information from Alicent about them going to Harrenhal to try to fight, and them going, like, Vhagar and Crunchy Crunch and Munch going to Harrenhal to try to take it over, she already has the heads up. So all she has to do is send a raven and tell them to get the hell out of Dodge. Because technically, when they arrive, everybody's supposed to be gone. The whole Harrenhal is abandoned. By the time they get there, Harrenhal is abandoned and they have gone to King's Landing. So, which leads me to believe that they might end up taking this to 5 seasons. I've heard 4 and I've heard 5. At first I thought 5, but people were correcting me and saying 4. So I'm thinking it might be 5 seasons total. But yeah, this right here, I'm so glad. About time this freaking happened. And he's just like, listen, I've seen some things. I know some shit. And the future of our house, of our lineage, of our family is with you. And I'm gonna follow you to death, baby. He should have did that before. He should have kept that same fucking energy. You fucked up. You made a misstep and you kept making misstep after misstep after misstep after misstep. And it's like a child. He's a toddler. He's just like Aemon. They have to be popped so many times before they learn their lesson. Jesus Christ. In this whole conversation, I was irritated. How dare you be like, I'm trying to help you be a better leader. You could have spent all that time with them. You knew who they were. You ignored them purposely. You didn't have to ignore them purposely. And the fact that he stepped up in your face, like this right here, this is the man that continued House Valerion. This man, because in Game of Thrones world right now, Song of Ice and Fire, these two houses, Valerian, I think Celtigar, are still there. They just weren't talked about in the show. They're still alive and kicking. They're still functioning houses. So the house that he and his family built still stands because of that man. They survived the Dance of the Dragon. So you better put some respect on his name. Okay? And he's right. You've ignored them for the entire time. That they had to do whatever they had to do to feed themselves. And you didn't give a shit. And you could have. You didn't even have to like publicly claim them. You could have assisted them. You could have done that. And I can't wait for him to actually take the bastardy off their names and make them official Valerians. Like, because they deserve that. They deserve it. Both of them do. Both people do. And I'm so glad that he ran into his ass. Good. Good. This shit right here, this shit is the funniest shit that I've ever, this shit right here is the funniest shit that I've ever seen in my entire life. This shit is the funniest shit that I've ever seen in my entire life. How dare she bring her happy ass up here after she painted herself into a corner, right? Being like, oh my God, I think I made a misstep. I want to run away. I want to escapade with my daughter. I don't want to be here. I want to be free. I want to live my life. I want to fuck who I want to fuck. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I just want to be free. I'll give you King's Landing. You don't have the power to give anyone anything. And she's still trying to put herself in the realm of importance. You don't matter. Okay? Helena is queen, but ultimately she doesn't matter. The person that matter is Aemon and Aegon. And she's promising all this stuff, not knowing that in the back Aegon is already gone with Larys. They're gone. Okay? How are the Greens gonna abandon the castle? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like, you're so dumb. You're so damn dumb. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face, and now you looked into the mirror and you realize, bitch, I ain't got no nose, and now it's scaring you. You're dumb. You're dumb. And I wouldn't even let her finish talking. I'd be like, ma'am, I came to you weeks ago about this very thing, and you rolled your eyes and kept steadfast. But now that you're in danger, now that Helena's in danger, now that Jaehaera's in danger, all of a sudden you want me to care about you. You want me to care about the fact that you were jealous of me for a very long time because you felt like you couldn't do the things that you wanted to do simply because you were taught to value order and duty. That is your responsibility. You let them talk you into that. You did that. You and your father, both of y'all, did that to get yourselves empowered to do what? Is what I always say. Why are you trying to be empowered? You want to rule the country to do what? What? What is the purpose? Because at this point, if you're the ruler, everybody in the realm depends on you. And you can't be selfish. Because if you do that, there's enough people in the realm that they'll eat you alive. They will eat you fucking alive. And it's stupid. It's stupid. So now she's sitting there all sad and shit because she painted herself into a fucking corner. And now she wants to get out. You're dumb. You're dumb. All I want to do is go somewhere and live out by myself. Good, that's what you do. That's exactly what you do. You go to the Red Keep and you never come out and you end up dying there. You die there by yourself after all of your children and your grandchildren and your brother and your father is dead. And you got to deal with that. Be blessed and highly favored in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Bye, bitch. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't care. I don't care. I found this whole entire thing hilarious because now you want to sob. Now you want to cry. Girl, get out of my face. Because at this point, it is what it is. Ray is right. At this point, blood has to be spilt, and unfortunately, it's the innocent people that she's been trying to protect this entire time by keeping the dragons out that are going to suffer. And I'm just wondering, just like, oh my gosh, there's so many things. There's so many things I'm wondering. Like, I just, deep sigh, deep sigh, deep sigh. And this shit right here, what is this? What is this? Let me, hold on, what color is, what color is Sheep Stiller? That's Tessarion, of course, but there you can't see the rider on top. And that's the clean Lannister. What does Cannibal look like? Because this is like a burn dragon. That's why. I was looking because I wanted to see what color this was. Technically, they said that Cannibal was completely black with green eyes, and Sheep Stealer was brown, a mud brown, which I'm thinking this might be, but the burn marks is what's got me confused, you know? The burn marks is what got me like, uh-huh. And who in the fuck has auto locked up? Who has auto locked up? What is this shit? I was like, what in the hell? Because nobody could reach Otto. I just assumed that he was with Tessarion. Is he on a boat? Where is he? Like, where is he? I am shook. Where the hell is he? That's what you get. That's what you get, bitch. Every single time. Who is this? Oh, yeah, them. So, oh my gosh, y'all, when I tell you there's some things I didn't think about, there's some things I didn't think about. There are some things I didn't think about. I can't believe I didn't think about them going to Essos and having Aegon save Aegon to get him the hell out of there because his dragon is not big enough to fly in. And they eventually have to go to Dragonstone. Like, oh my gosh. They're going to be so pissed. The book readers are going to be so mad about it. It's not like the same thing. It's not the same thing that happened. Are you on a cliff? Because you should just jump off. That'd be fantastic. Just jump off the cliff. Just jump off the cliff. Like, there's so many things that I have to write down for the spoiler discussion because it's been a long time since I actually read through these books, and that's why I got these. I got the illustrated versions of these so that I can get a new book, but I have to go pick up this one because it needs to be delivered, and I don't think I've gotten word that it's supposed that it's here yet. But I can't believe this. To me, this was a good season finale, like for the information wise. I'm glad nobody had to die in this episode, but I am worried about season 3 episode 1 because I know my feelings are gonna be real bad. They're gonna be badly hurt. I know they're gonna be badly hurt. I know what's gonna happen because they did it at the beginning of this season. They killed someone at the beginning of this season that kind of pushed the war into another stage, and I think season 3 episode 1 is going to do that. But yeah, so I think I might have to make this a separate video. I'm not going to add this to the end of my video because it's almost an hour. It's an hour of me talking and theorizing about what the fuck is going on and where we're going to be, and hopefully you guys like this type of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this after the season is done. We got to prepare for Dunk and Egg next year. Supposedly that's what we're getting. And then the year after that, we're going to get season 3. And I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot. And I'm sad it's done. I'm sad it's over. And man, season 3 is going to be disastrous for everybody. It's just going to be such a mess. It's going to be such a mess. So many people are going to die. So many things are going to happen. I'm just not emotionally or mentally ready for the shit that's going to happen. So on that note, thanks for hanging with me, guys, in this like kind of pseudo discussion of myself. I will be having a discussion with my friend AK and a few other people on her channel, AK Watch, which is 2 words, AK and then watch. So we're going to do that on Monday, and then this weekend we are doing a stream on Christina the Sphinx channel, which is going to be a spoiler stream where we talk about the possibility, everything I just talked about, I get to talk about with somebody else who has more knowledge of the workings of history and the lore, and so I'm super excited for that. So that's going to be on Saturday. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be Christina's the Sphinx channel, and that's going to be a spoiler completely talk. And tomorrow is going to be a spoiler talk as well. So like I said, thanks for hanging with me, and I will catch you guys in the next one.